Happy evening, all of y'all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. So today is a refresh to relax. I'll put on my video. I'm audible. Let's see my videos on and videos on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's correct, Nagashri?
Yes, sir.
It's correct. It's focusing on the face or something else?
Focusing on the face.
For face, huh? Because in some other meeting I went and that one student is telling me, sir, your t-shirt is very nice. Somebody is telling me, sir, your stomach is very out. I don't know why you're seeing all that. They say, sir, that is only your camera is focusing. So it's not focusing on stomach and all, no?
No, sir.
No. Pakka, no?
Pakka, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, now let's come to refresh and relax. Now, first thing is, I want to start with one quotation. Very famous quotation in commerce. I don't know if you have heard of it. This is related to your Negotiable Instruments Act. Even though I didn't teach it, very famous quotation. Mayol sir might have told you about this quotation. What is this quotation, you know? It says, yesterday is a cancelled check. You cannot cash it. Tomorrow is a promissory note. You cannot rely on it. Today is hard cash. Spend it. Today you'll had your accounts exam, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yesterday is a cancelled check. Whatever yesterday is a hampered. You did well, you did badly, you did good, you did no problem. It's over. Khatam khalas. You can't help it. Tomorrow is a promissory note. You cannot rely on it. Today, what is it? Today is R2R. Today is what you have to study. Your exam will be there on Thursday, right? 1:45. That's what I heard. No, what time?
Yes, sir. 145.
Yes.
Thursday 1:45. So now what you have to concentrate on is for the next 1.5 days from today onwards. Concentrate on that. Whatever happened in the past, over. You can't do anything. You have done well, you have done badly, you have done good, you have done well. There's nothing is much which can be done about it. So yesterday the cancel check. Do not. You cannot cash it. Tomorrow the promissory note. You cannot rely on it. Today is hard cash. Spend it. So today take full toll of what you have to do and start doing things properly. I'll start off with what we have to discuss and then we'll end off. We have to end by 8:30 because Mehul sir will start 8:45. Mehul sir will take over from that. Okay, so now let's understand first. I've discussed this in the R2C, R2P, R2E, whatever, how many of these things we had, that your paper is of 120 marks. Why 120 marks, sir? 100 marks, yes. You have 6 questions of 20 marks each. You have to answer any 5, correct? First question compulsory. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth questions, again 20 marks each. You have to answer any 4. So you have only one choice. And all these questions are broken into subparts. What they're broken into? Subparts. 1 ABC, 2 ABC, 3 ABC, sometimes ABCD. Correct or no? Each one will carry 6 marks, 6 marks, 7 marks, 5 marks, 4 marks. The maximum mark any question carries is 7 marks. The lowest any question carries is 3 marks. What it carries is
3 marks.
3 marks. Correct or no? So you have maximum 7. Now, first question is compulsory ABC, you attempt it. Now, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth question, you have to answer any 4. So you have only one limited choice. So what you do is start reading the question. Read all the 3 questions to ABC. If you think you can answer all of them, attempt it. Then go to 3 ABC if you can. If you think even one is doubtful, then go to the next question. It's not necessary that you answer 1 and then only 2, then 5, then 6, then whatever. You can do 1. Whichever question you feel you know the answer well, answer those questions first. What answer those questions first? So you can start with 5 ABC if you're good, but don't forget to answer question 1 because that is compulsory. What that is? Compulsory. But so please choose your question correctly and please answer the question to which you know the answer properly, because well begun is half done. When the person corrects your paper, you never get a second chance to make a first good impression. What do you mean by that? So when the examiner reads your answer and he sees the first answer itself is written so well, she's underlined all the points, she's written neatly, she's answered correctly, he gets a good impression. That means he'll come to know, okay, Nagesh is a good student. So now when he corrects the second, third, fourth, fifth question, he becomes a little soft. But first itself, you're scratched, you're not written properly, you've not done the answer properly. Then what happens? He gets a bad impression. What he gets a
Bad impression.
and then he doesn't. So that's why answer the first question, second question, answer whichever questions you know, answer those properly. Okay, that is one more question. The third thing is, I told you that time management is the most important thing in the business law exam or mercantile exam. You have 100 marks, 180 minutes. That approximately 1 minute, 48 seconds per mark. So no question you should spend more than half an hour or 35 minutes. So first question, within 35 minutes, you should finish it. So what happens is when you're checking yourself, let's say you started the paper at, you started 1:15, they give you 15 minutes to read the paper, right? Or what?
Yes, sir. They'll
Yeah.
do.
Read off all the questions at that time itself, choose the one which you want. So when you start the question, 1:30 you start, right? By 2:05, you should have completed one question. I'm giving you, because 35 into 5 is 175 minutes, 5 minutes grace. Correct or no? So please don't take, ideally you should finish in half an hour. Why I'm telling you this is two reasons. Now, I don't want to scare you, but remember this. Many students from the previous batch, they have attempted 3 questions or 4 questions and they've not. That means they've attempted the paper on 80. Now, out of 80, getting 50 is not so easy. I know you've written 50 and all, might be for accounts and all it works, but no way you should leave out any questions. Please, for God's sake. I know other teachers will tell you something else. Attempt the best, attempt first 4 and leave out. Don't leave out. I have seen in mercantile law, now girl is there in intermediate Bhavna. 2 times she left out questions. She attempted only 4 questions, 4.5 questions. She failed. The moment she attempted all 5 questions, she cleared. So please time yourself and don't leave out any question. Attempt full 100 marks. To get 50 on 100 is easy. To get 50 on 80 means you're trying to get 65%, which is not easy. What which is not easy. So please don't leave out any answers. I'm telling you, it's not a very safe strategy in theory papers. Okay. Now, accounts, okay. I know that you will get the answer right or wrong. But here you're going to get part marks. So please don't do that. Second thing which I wanted to tell you, we discussed what are the ways in which you answer the paper. Now, there are only 3 types of questions which can come in your exam. I've already told you this. What are the 3 types of questions which can come for your exam? One is direct descriptive type questions. What are the essentials of a valid offer? Direct question. How do you attempt direct questions? What are the essentials of valid offer? Let's say it comes for 6 marks or 7 marks. The answer is, I told you, always follow the principle of OBC. Opening, body, conclusion. So mention as per section 2 offer, which one is it? 2B, right? No. Okay.
Sir,
Offer,
2A.
2A. When one person signifies to another his willingness to do something or abstain from doing something with a view of obtaining the assent of such other by such act or abstinence, is called offer. Right? Section 2A. Give the meaning of offer. These are the essential of valid offer. Right, point number 1. Correct? There must be intention to create relation. Second, offer must not be uncertain or vague. Write 2 to 3 lines, write all the 6 or 7 points, then write, therefore it can be concluded that until these are. So give an opening, give a body, give a conclusion. Wherever there is a direct question, you have to give OBC. What it is? Opening, body, conclusion. They might ask you, what are the rights of an unpaid seller against the buyer? Right to sue for price, right to sue for damages, correct or no? All that you will write first mention who's an unpaid seller, then write, that's the opening, then mention what are the rights, underline each right, give the point, then give the third, fourth point, and then give the conclusion. All direct descriptive type questions will have to have OBC. What will have to have? OBC. First type of questions which come in exam. Second type of questions, you all know, it's case studies or scenario based questions. You have those case studies, no? How do you attempt a case based study question? For example, they will give you, Niranjana went to a supermarket and saw a beautiful pair of slippers on the counter. She selected those slippers and went to the shopkeeper who refused to sell it, stating that the slippers were reserved for somebody else. Niranjana seeks your advice as to whether she should go to the court or not. Will she succeed in winning the case against the shopkeeper? Now, remember what I told you. In case scenario based questions, you have to follow CFC. What is it? CF. What is C? Concepts of the case. F is facts of the case. C is facts and analysis. C is conclusion. What C is? So you'll say this concept relates to offer and invitation to offer. Mention the definition of offer, invitation to offer. Then write the facts. In the instant case. In most of your RTP, MTP, they've said in the instant case. You don't write in the instant case. You write in this present case, in the instant case, in the above case, in the case mentioned in question. Then you will give, Sri Ranjana has asked for this thing, given 2 lines, then give the analysis. Since Niranjana is making an invitation, it's an invitation. Display of goods is an invitation to offer, not an offer. Therefore, it can be analyzed that Niranjana will not win the case, and then give the conclusion. Now, conclusion, when you give, always give the conclusion based on the question which they've asked. So when you're writing the conclusion, go back to the question and see what is the last line of the question. What is the last line of the question? And sometimes they will ask you 2 questions. So don't miss out that. So they might ask you, does Niranjana succeed? Or what are the remedies available, or whatever. So answer both the questions. Never answer only one question. What never answer? Always read the last line of the question in case-based scenario 2 times, because you have to answer both of them in the conclusion. What both of them in the? So descriptive type questions, OBC. Scenario based or case study wise, CFC. Concept, facts and analysis, and conclusion. What and?
Conclusion.
Conclusion. First, I used to say FPAC and all that is all gone, because now, as per the after seeing RTP, MTP, we only go by the concept, the facts and analysis, and the conclusion. CFC, facts and analysis together. I put it. Got it or no? Third type of question which they ask are short type questions. So one question is direct descriptive type. Second one is case study. Third is question. Describe which of the following are contracts. A. Ramesh entered a entered a bus and sat on a seat. What is this? So you'll mention as per section 9, depending on how many marks. Usually they'll give 3 points. So you'll write this is an implied contract as per section 9, give 1, 2 lines and finish it out. Second question. Ramya finds a gold ring on the road and keeps the ring with herself. What type of contract is this? Quasi contract, which requires 2 lines. Third one is Jayant sends an email to his friend Madhu asking him to purchase his watch, which Madhu agrees for. So this is an expressed contract, or this is an expressed. So they will give you 3 questions or 3 sub questions. You have to write 2 lines on each and finish it. So only they can give you short type questions. They can give you descriptive based questions, and they can give you case study based questions. Or they can give you case study based question. See the marks and then answer the question. If the same question, 3 contracts was for 6 marks, you would have written a little more detail. Suppose it's ABC, only 3 marks. Just write 1, 2 lines and finish it off. Because even if you write 2 pages, they'll give you maximum 3 marks only. They won't give you 6 marks, right? Next to the question, they're given marks. So see the marks and give you. Remember, each mark has approximately 1 hour, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Keep that as a 1.5 minutes as your goal. So if it's a 6-mark question, you should write for 9 minutes. If it's only a 3-mark question, you should write for 4.5 minutes. Yes or no? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Keep that in mind. Now coming to the next part. So this is the way in which you tackle your paper. OBC for this direct descriptive type, CFC for your scenario based or case study based question, and short answer type questions depending on the marks which they give, write one after the other. Now, what is the distribution of marks which we have already discussed earlier? I've already told you one question comes from the first chapter for 6 marks, Indian judicial system. There will be one question. I don't know what question it comes. Correct? Or it'll be always describe the structure of the Indian judicial system or whatever it is. So one question pakka from only one question comes from chapter 1. Only one question comes from limited liability partnership. 6 marks, 6 marks, 12 marks over there. Only 2 questions come from negotiable instruments act. 6 plus 6, maximum 6 plus 7. So one question is whatever negotiable instruments. I don't know much about that. So totally from these 3 chapters, 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 7, 25 marks will come. 25 marks or sometimes 24 marks. If you all are good in these 3 chapters, study of these chapters today only, because you know your 24 marks are guaranteed. The remaining 4 chapters, Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, Companies Act, and Partnership Act carry 95 marks. How many marks? 95 marks. Means out of which you have to answer only, totally you have to answer 100. I'm giving you for the full 120 marks. What I'm giving you for the full 120
Marks.
So approximately they're equally distributed, around 20 marks from partnership, 25 marks from 30 marks from contract act. Like that only, that will be some 95 marks are between all these 4 chapters. We have done the analysis before. We have gone through all the papers. So you choose what you want. Are you comfortable writing the direct answers where you remember it, or are you comfortable answering the scenario-based questions? Please quote the sections wherever you know the sections. If you don't know the sections, you can write as per the Indian Contract Act or as per the Sale of Goods Act. But if you know the section, section 9, implied contract, section 85, 2 clause 85, so what is that? Small company, 246, holding company. If you remember the sections, please write it. So, but my sincere request to you is, try and remember the sections at least for the definitions, or at least for the definitions. Now, which definitions, sir, are you talking about? I'll tell you the definitions. Let's go one by one. Companies Act. Companies Act, the most important definition which you have to learn is all the types of companies. Holding company, subsidiary company, small company, associate company, dormant company, private company. Remember? RLP, correct or no? Government company. So learn all the sections for that. In Companies Act also, there are 2 more important parts, that is doctrine of ultra vires, doctrine of indoor management, correct, and doctrine of constructive notice, including the case studies for separate legal entity. You have to remember the case of Solomon versus Solomon, Makora versus whatever case study they've given in description in your textbook. At least learn those. What at least learn? They've given in detail Solomon versus Solomon, Makora versus, they've given you all the definitions, and they will always give you one question based on one type of company, either government or associate or dormant or whatever it is. So please go through that, and they will give you a question on doctrine of ultra vires, doctrine of constructive notice. Remember that? What was that? That case, Ashbury Railway Carriage Company versus Ritchie. Yes or no? So please go through all that. Companies Act is extremely important, and I want you to learn the definitions of all the companies with their sections. What with their sections? Coming to Sale of Goods Act, I'm going backwards because at least I'll know. In Sale of Goods Act, remember that the first chapter was Introduction to Sale of Goods. What was an introduction to Sale of Goods? All, what is a sale? What is a contract of sale? The important topic which you have to remember is goods. What are the different types of goods? USA, remember, unascertained goods, specific goods, ascertained goods. Also, you have to remember, how does sale differ from other contracts? Sale differs from a contract of work and material. Sale differs from bailment. Sale differs from hire purchase, correct or no? How does a contract of sale take place? All that is in the introduction to sale. Now, the second chapter in second unit in Sale of Goods Act is very, very important. What is it? Conditions and warranties. And they will give you at least 2 questions from conditions and warranties. One may be a case-based question, one may be direct. Mostly it's one, but sometimes two. Most important thing is understand the difference between conditions and warranty. Condition is a stipulation essential to the main purpose of the contract. Warranty is a stipulation collateral to the main purpose of the contract, and learn all the implied conditions with the case studies. Condition as to title, Roland versus Deval. Condition as to description. Condition as to sale by sample. Condition as to sale by sample and description. Correct or not? Remember all those implied conditions. Implied warranty as to non-existence of encumbrances, implied warranty as to quiet possession of goods, implied warranty as to disclose, and learn the cases. At least the cases which they have given. They've given so many cases over there, right? In your textbook. Whatever cases they've given, go through that, because when you're mentioning that in your facts and analysis, CFC, concept, facts and analysis, and conclusion. In the facts and analysis, this is similar to that. So go through the chapter condition and warranty is very, very important. Third one was the performance of a contract of a sale. There you have to learn delivery. Delivery is a very important concept. What is delivery? Actual delivery, constructed delivery, the symbolic delivery. When does the title and the goods get transferred from the seller to the buyer is also very, very important. And sale by non-owner. What sale by?
Non-owner.
Those point concepts are important. And one was unpaid seller, right against goods, right against the buyer personally. Please go through that. Last topic, which I am discussing, which is the biggest chapter in your syllabus, is Indian Contract Act, which I told you out of those 95 marks of 4 chapters, Contract Act, Partnership, Sale of Goods Act, and Companies Act. This is the biggest one. Huge chapter. Meaning of contract, offer and acceptance, essentials of offer, essentials of acceptance, consideration, meaning of consideration, no contract, stranger to a contract can sue. Third chapter in this Indian Contract Act is the most important because other essentials, free consent. Remember section 15, 16, 17, 18, then 20, 21, 22. 15 is coercion, 16 is undue influence, 17 is fraud, 18 is misrepresentation, then 20, 21, 22 mistake. Capacity to contract, minor, persons of unsound mind and disqualified by the third chapter, including legality of object. And one of their favorite topics, which they keep answering, which you've seen in the past few papers, is agreements opposed to public policy. Study everything, don't miss out anything. The only thing which you can leave out is what has come in your May paper, because they never repeat questions. ICA has never repeated a question which has come in the previous. Actually, safely speaking, you can leave out January and May, because generally they don't repeat the last 2 papers, but May. But don't leave it out. Just see those questions. Those won't be so important. What those won't be so? We've done, no? Remember, we went through all the question papers and we did an analysis of that. Yes or no? Okay. So please go through that. Other than that, we had performance of a contract, breach of contract, damages, special damages. I know Indian Contract Act is used. And the last topic which we did, remember those 3 new chapters, indemnity and guarantee, bailment and pledge, agency. These special type of contracts, out of the 30 marks which comes from Contract Act, at least 6 or 7 marks will come from these 3 chapters, or sometimes even 10 marks, because these are new additions to your syllabus. And I want you to memorize the definitions of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, all those definitions of all that as per the sections 148, 124, all that you have to learn, including agency in crisis, all that please go through. Okay. So I've done it in a nutshell, but I know the paper is a little large, Sudha. So remember, these are the most important things. Now, one of the most important things is don't take tension. Never take tension, because this is just, remember I told you that story when I'd gone, I was chosen for a debate for my 8th standard. When I was chosen for my debate for my 8th standard, I was very scared to go on stage because I'd never spoken on stage before. So they had announced the topic 1 week before. On the day of the debate, one day before, in those days there was no internet, chat GPT, so I hadn't prepared the debate properly. Means I prepared the debate, but through books and all that, and I was very nervous. So I went to my teacher and I told her, ma'am, I don't want to take part in the debate contest. You know what she told me? She told me, Rajdeep, I'm going to give you a 2-word mantra to overcome all your fears and anxiety. I'm giving you a shortened version of it. This is a big talk of half an hour, 40 minutes. You can see it on YouTube. I told ma'am, what is the 2-word mantra to overcome, to be relaxed in life, to overcome the fear? Because I'm getting so scared. My heart is beating, my stomach is going up and down. And it's natural. All of y'all, it's natural. You'll feel like puking. I used to, every time before an exam, you won't believe it. I used to vomit. Fuck. I used to get so nervous before my exam. But I remember these 2 words. She told the two magic mantra, the 2-word mantra to overcome all your fears is so what? What is it? I told, what do you mean by so what, ma'am? She said, when you laugh, you fear appearing a fool. So what? Fools have a lot of fun. When you cry, you fear appearing sentimental. So what? At least you let out your emotions. When you hope, you fear disappointment. So what? At least you saw the brighter side of life. When you try, you fear failure. So what? At least you made an attempt. But the greatest fear of all is the fear to risk nothing. For the person who risks nothing, does nothing, is nothing, and becomes. So what? I'm doing my best. I will do my best. You have no control over the results. I will do my best. God will do the rest. But if you don't do your best, God will take rest. Remember, I told you? So just you do your best. Results are not in your hand. And these are all stupid things. The CA, what is this? Foundation is just a stepping stone in your life. Just a stepping stone. Once you clear foundation, you'll clear intermediate, then you'll clear intermediate, final. These are small things. September will happen, January will happen. After 9, 10 years, Nagashri will have 2 kids. She'll remember when she cleared her CA foundation, September or January. You'll remember. Nobody will remember. You'll only be a CA. Correct or no? So don't take tension. All these are small, small things. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't take it too lightly. Do your best. Correct or no? And then things will happen. You can't force something. Anything which you're desperate in life will get delayed. I'm warning you this. I've seen people who are desperate to clear CA and they don't clear. They let it go and they pass. So don't be desperate. Put in your best effort and leave the rest. Understand? In the largest scope of life, after 10 years, 15 years, after 10, 15 years, somebody of y'all will become a president of the CA Institute in Bangalore. Who will remember when you cleared your inter, when you completed your final? Nobody will remember the years also. What, Nagashri? You'll remember your son's birthday, your father's birthday, your husband's birthday. You'll never remember in which year you cleared your. So don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Relax.
Yes, sir.
Do well in your exam. God bless you, and I will see you in your intermediate. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay. Thanks.
Good
thanks.
evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayur.
Thank you, sir.
How are
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you, sir.
exiting the meeting, Mayur. So nice to listen.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, sure, sir. Done. Audible?
Yes, sir.
How was the paper? Reasonably good. Standard
Reasonably.
answer. Nothing better than that. All right. Shetty sir has given this mantra for life. All right. Reasonably good. How many of you came back home and checked whether you've got 40, 41, 42, 45? None of you? Any one of you? All right. No. Not a single person. 100% something wrong with the batch. Don't do this blunder. Trust me, don't do this blunder. If at all anyone sitting here has done this exercise, one step close to danger. One step close to danger. Do not come back home and check if you've got 40, 45, 80, 85, 90, 95. Nobody really knows what will be the score. All right. Now, let's get started with the session. We spend half an hour. All right. We get insist you to keep your cameras on. We spend half an hour, and the whole objective that we have is just to see what is the best that we can do in the next 1.5 days that we have for our examination. Clear, everyone? Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Today I can't even say anything because you've just written an examination. All right, guys, relax. You've just written an examination. You've been writing exams since your kindergarten. All right, so it's not new. By now you should have got used to this whole pattern. First thing, however good your paper was, you don't know how good it was. However bad your today's paper was, you should not even be bothered about it, because trust me, I'm telling you, I myself had one of the worst experiences in writing a paper called Strategic Financial Management. I had written the paper only for 60 marks at CA final. Trust me, no exaggeration. I had started preparing for the next attempt, thinking that I'm sure I will miss out. And God's grace, I cleared the paper. I got 52 out of 60. I'd written only for 60 marks. People write for 100, all right? Still they have doubt. You can imagine my situation writing for 60 marks. So my suggestion, please don't get carried away by however your paper was today. You should have torn your question paper then and there. Jai Mata Di, let's rock. Whatever has to happen will happen. My next step has to be the best step forward. Clear, everyone? All right. So, however, so it's often said a person is always in a problem. A person is always in a problem who is living in his yesterday or in his tomorrow. I'm not sure how many of you make sense out of it. A person will always be in a problem if he is living in his yesterday or if he is living in his tomorrow. Sir, what nonsense, sir. We have exams in a day. All right. I just see a couple of your faces. I am getting scared. So, guys, if you're thinking in your yesterday, that means you're still living in your past. It's done. Can you change now? Answer is no. If you're living in your tomorrow, that means you're living in fear. That means you will never be able to perform because you're living in fear, and fear kills performance. The only way to go ahead and live is to live in now, live in the moment. Next 1/2 an hour that we have, all right, next 30 minutes that we have, we give our heart and soul, and let's plan to clear the paper that we are talking about. Law is something that we are going to clear with absolutely great score. Can I begin?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Had a tiring office day and I've come. Little energy can I get?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Insist you to keep your cameras on. Let's get started, friends. All right. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Quickly taking you through I want each one of you to give your heart and soul. Next 1/2 an hour that we are spending together, nothing should distract you, nothing should go ahead. All right, you're with me and you're going to focus on the screen. Don't get distracted. Gonna be the topic that we are going to discuss, quickly taking you through few points which I want you to remember for the examination which is coming up. All right, we are going to ensure that we take note of these important pointers. Now, we would have discussed this in length earlier, but let's revise it once again. All right, first thing, question paper comprises of 2 parts. All right, it's going to be only 1 part, no MCQ. For those of you who are already thinking, sir, which 2 parts are you talking about? I am talking about only 1 part. Those of you who are thinking or living in a assumption that there is MCQ, there is no MCQ at CA Foundation. Clear? Eh? All right, even better. If you ask me, it's better if you don't have MCQ. Why? It's hit out or get out. I'm not sure. Here, if it is a descriptive question, at least you can write some Ramayana story and come back home thinking that you will clear. Whether you'll clear or not, I don't want to comment on that. But at least it is better than hit out or get out. Am I making sense, everyone? You will have 100 marks ka descriptive paper. Now, take your calculator. Don't miss out on that. All right. Speed. 90% of the students in CA Foundation come out of the examination hall and just make one statement, sir, we were not able to complete the paper. If you're not able to complete the paper, it's a crime. It's a crime. All right. Why? Because you picked up the pace only in the last 1/2 an hour, last 1 hour. You cannot afford doing that. You have to maintain your pace right from the first second. Am I clear, everyone? Next, read the question twice. Please don't assume you don't know the answer. All right. I remember one question which they had asked in Companies Act itself. It was on Nidhi Company. All right. Listening to the word itself, Nidhi Company, I don't know the answer is something that you've already concluded. The question is whether Nidhi Company is a company. Am I making sense, everyone? And trust me, I'm talking about CA Foundation examinations. 90% of the students had already assumed they don't know the answer. No, read it twice. All right. And then come to a conclusion whether you know or not. If you don't know, fair enough. If you know, worth reading it twice. I hope I'm making sense. So ask with me. All right. Now, question numbering. I will take you through an answer script. All right. How your question numbering should be there, what you have to write, how you have to write that. I'm going to spend some time later on. Next thing, writing in points. Sir, can I write in paragraphs? Can I write Ramayana and come back home? Please note, you're writing a theory paper. Somebody is reading your theory paper, correcting your theory paper. Don't make his life mess. How? By writing stories together. No, we are going to write in small paragraphs, small sentences, bulletin points. Clear, everyone? All right. So if it is a case study oriented question, you know the pattern, facts of the case, provision of law, analysis, conclusion. If it is a direct question, all right, write a short note on, say, negotiable instrument. Now here it's a straight question. You don't have to write facts of the case, provision of law, analysis, conclusion. What nonsense are you going to write there? All right. If it is a straight question, how do you answer? Write one sentence as an introduction, write one sentence as a conclusion. Should I write subheading introduction, subheading conclusion? No. This is not how you approach it. It's just that you write something, you don't straight away get into the point there. Not required. Clear? Next. Please do not compromise on your sleep tomorrow night. Your examination is going to be day after tomorrow. I am telling you, trust me, as a student, if you're doing this, you are just spoiling your exam day. All right. When your brain is heated, it can't think. If it can't think, it can't remember. If it can't remember, it can't write. Don't ruin it. All right. At times, it's better to know 80%, the best, than knowing 100%. But somewhere I don't remember most of it. What is the point of it? Why do you want to do that? All right. Please ensure you sleep well, 6 hours, 7 hours. Rest, I leave it to you. You decide what works best for you. Doesn't mean that you're going to take 12 hours nap and come back to the exam. That's not what I'm saying. All right. Next, whichever pen you're going to use for your examination on the exam day, scribble one page. All right. Why? Because I want you to get used to that pen. You are going to scribble. Again, it's not going to be some brother, sister who's going to scribble. Why? Because I want you to get used to that pen. That's the whole thought process. You might be thinking, sir, are we writing CA examination? Yes, guys. The best preparation happens when you know how you're going to approach every single second in the 3 hours that you have. Only then you will be able to make sense out of it. Next, carry water. Please keep sipping water. Don't drink so much that you might have to go to the washroom, because I'm sure a couple of people are not even allowed. All right. Or rather, a couple of invigilators don't allow. But ensure you drink water. It calms you down. It brings you back to normalcy. Dispose the question paper immediately after the examination. Attitude matters. I'll give you an example. I remember one of the exams. I'm not giving anybody else's examination questions. I'm talking about me, myself, because I know what I would have gone through. All right. CA inter paper, CA intermediate law paper. Absolute bouncer. I was not sure will I even be able to clear or not. I remembered Shetty sir mentioning one thing. Remember, if the question paper is difficult, higher chances of clearing. Second thing, remember, if question paper is difficult, that means it's not difficult only for you, it's difficult for entire India. All right. Now, please note, in such situation, the best thing is keep breathing higher, all right, deeper, and calm yourself down. We love MS Dhoni for a reason. Why? Why? The moment I talk about MS Dhoni, there's one quick point which comes in your mind, Captain Cool. Why? Because he can maintain himself. That's exactly what you have to do, guys. 3 hours is your game. Nobody can take away those 3 hours from you. Let's ensure that we give our heart and soul when we are sitting there. All right. Next. Read the question carefully. Don't panic in a situation. Entire 100 marks cannot be difficult. You have to remember, entire 100 marks cannot be made difficult. Why? Because they need students at inter as well. All right. So you think logically. In that situation, you have to calm yourself and find out what are the best questions which I know and which I can answer. Next, don't assume that you will not know the answer even before reading the question. Don't write wrong section numbers. If I know the section number, I'm going to write as per section 2 clause 85 of the Companies Act 2013. Now, if I don't know the section number, then I'm just going to write as per Companies Act 2013. If I don't know even that, just write as per the provision of law. Clear, everyone? All right, that's easier. Next, try different presentations. All right, you can chart, you can use tables. All right, you have to underline every keyword which you're going to be writing in your examination. It will give you value added marks. It will give you extra marks in your examination. One last point before I get on to the technical topics. Your time which you take for 4 marks cannot be equal to the time which you take for 2 marks. Logical, right? 2 marks, you give 15 minutes. How much will you get?
2
2
marks.
marks.
2 marks.
Then what is the comparison between a 2 marker and a 4 marker? Guys, this is exactly where students go wrong. All right. For a 2 marker, you end up writing entire Kaho Na Pyar Hai and think that you will get marks. You will not get marks. Am I making sense? Everyone with me? All right. Please ensure the time that you take for 2 marker and 4 marker cannot be same. If it is a 2 marker, I'm not going to give more than 3 or 4 minutes. If it is a 4 marker, or 4 minutes is also too much. If it is a 2 marker, not more than 3 minutes. If it is a 4 marker, not more than 6 minutes. That is the whole strategy that is going to be there so that you finish your question paper at the earliest possible. Next point. Start with the pattern. All right. How do I start with the answering, sir? How do I start answering the questions? As per provisions of so and so, this is the law. Then you start writing your main answer. If I don't know that, all right, then you can use as per the provisions of law. Please note, there has to be some introduction to every answer. All right. Please straight, don't blurt out your answers. No, give one phrase as the opening remark and one phrase as your closing remark. Clear? Everyone with me? All right. Next point. Other laws. All right. I'm going to spend some time here. Few case laws, you will have to keep it handy. Very, very important. All right. You will have to keep a few case laws in at least Contract Act and Sale of Goods Act, as well as Companies Act. Companies Act also you have come across a few case laws. All right. When it comes to your partnership, there are 2 case laws in your study material. Shanti Ranjan Das Gupta versus Dasiran Murzamul. All right. And the next one is KD Kamath. These 2 case laws, keep it handy. Important case laws. All right. Next, language, income tax, or rather, Partnership Act says, Partnership Act tells it's not your relative. Don't personify an act. What language can I use, sir, then? States provides. States provides. States provides. These are the words which I'm going to use. I'm not going to use the word Income Tax Act said or Companies Act said, Sale of Goods Act said, what else? You can't use such words. Now we are laughing, but trust me, this is exactly the blunder we do in examination. All right. Next point. Every question has to be in a new page. All right. Every sub question has to be in a new page. Don't mess up your answer script. One very important thing. I've written only 2 lines in one sub question. Can I leave the entire page and go to the next page? Please don't do that. When I say every question new page means it is to ensure that you don't try to save environment during those 3 hours. There are separate CAPS projects, be part of it. All right. There, let's suppose you have already written 3/4 of the page. The next answer, can I continue there? Why? Use the next page. All right. Please think logically and then write your answer script. One last thing. The first question which you write has to be the best question of your answer script. Why? The moment you see the trailer, you know how the movie would be. This is exactly what you're going to do for the evaluator. The moment they read your first answer, they should get the confidence that this person has written something very logical. It should not be something very lame, very stupid that at the first question itself they get irritated. They will carry that image. We don't want to do that mistake. All right. So you have 15 minutes. Take your time in 15 minutes. Think peacefully and then select your first question. Very clear, everyone? All right. 15 minutes is to do only 2 things. What are those 2 things? One question which I will not write. That's what you're supposed to do. And one question which I will start off writing. These are the only 2 things which you're going to do in 15 minutes. You don't have to be reading the entire word by word during those 15 minutes. Chalega. No problem at all. 15 minutes, I want you to do only 2 exercises. One, decide which I will not write. One, which will I start off with? This is the whole exercise. Clear, everyone? Understood? Sleepy? Suhas? Can I continue? No? All right. Let's go ahead. Now, do's and don'ts. All right. All of these in detail we have discussed earlier. Let's get started rather straight away with the technical topics. 4 chapters will give you 45 marks minimum. Those 4 chapters which I have handled. 45 marks in your examination straight away from those 4 chapters. Can you afford losing even 1 mark out of it? Answer is no. If you have got these 4 chapters clear, you've cleared the paper. Why? Because I'm sure you would concentrate equally on the rest of the 55% which Rajdeep sir has already discussed. All right. Now, what are those 45% or what are those 4 chapters? Let us quickly. Sahana, can I begin? All right. Let's get started. The first one
Sir.
is Indian regulatory framework. 100% 5-mark question from here. 100% 5-mark question. Everybody should finish this chapter today itself. Why? Chiller topic. And I can tell you the questions also what could come in examination. All right. I am telling you there are very limited topics in this chapter and straight 5 marks. What we are going to discuss now are important areas. All right. Does not mean this itself is the question paper. If I knew that, I wouldn't be sitting here. All right. Very obvious. So the point is, when you're preparing, pay extra attention on these pointers. All right. Pay extra attention on these points. Now, what are those points? Let's quickly start. Bhargavi. First one. In your Indian regulatory framework, 5 marks straight away you get. What are the topics that you're going to pay extra attention? What are the various, what is the principle of natural justice? Second thing, various ministries which are there. Finance Ministry, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Home Ministry. Just spend some time. All right. There are a few authorities like SEBI, RBI, IBBI. All right. I want you to know that. Last topic which is there in this chapter is Indian judicial framework. What is this? How many courts are there? Supreme Court, High Court, Metropolitan Court, District Court. All right. All the four. To whom is, when is Metropolitan Court going to come into picture? What is a District Court? I want you to know each of this. All right. That's it. This is the entire chapter, by the way. If you see, virtually I've covered the entire chapter in the important area. Why? Because these are the only questions which can be picked up in your examination. Clear, everyone? So my strategy, if I were a student in your place, I would have finished this chapter today itself. 5 marks at least I can peacefully take home, sleep peacefully before taking my nap. At least I would have got assured myself 5 marks. Clear, everyone? Understood? Let's go ahead. Next. Bhavna, scared? Can I continue? All right. Next. Indian partnership. According to me, every student here has to be confident about this one chapter. Why? Because the moment I talk about one example, you will be able to correlate the entire chapter. Amitabh Bachchan. You should know where this Amitabh Bachchan is going to come into picture. All right. If you see, we have done this chapter really well. So I am confident you will be able to easily get 15 marks. All right. So Indian regulatory framework also, what are the important topics? What is the definition? If you know the definition, you will know 3 subtopics from here. All right. By now you should know what is that one section 4, which is defining partnership. How many other subtopics can get covered only with that one 2-liner? All right. So when you're preparing, ensure that you pay extra attention on that. Next, what are the rights of partners? What is partnership property? Personal profits you can expect. Personal profits you can expect case studies from here. All right. Next, expulsion of partner. All right. What are the characteristics of a partner? Agency, rights and obligation of a minor partner. All right. When a minor partner gets admitted, even now you're nodding your head, you're writing exams or not. All right. Minor being admitted to the benefits of partnership, you have to remember what are the rights and liabilities before and after. All right. Before turning major, after turning major, what are the rights and liabilities? You should know that. All right. By now, at least you would have got a confidence that I vaguely remember this topic. All that I have to do is brush up this topic. Yes. All right. Next, you should be able to give this answer for what are the consequences of non-registration of a partnership. That's it. These are the important topics. Read everything. Pay extra focus on these things. Understanding, everyone? All right. Now, LLP. When should I read LLP? I will read LLP after finishing Companies Act as well as partnership. Why? Because when I know both of these 2 chapters, LLP will become easier. Why? What is LLP? At the end of the day, it's the bhelpuri of both of these topics. So I would want to ensure that I know first Companies Act and LLP Act, or rather Companies Act and Partnership Act, and then I will approach for LLP. So I would keep LLP for the last day. Let's suppose today in the afternoon, if I'm going for examination, I will finish LLP today in the morning. Why? Because by then Partnership and Companies Act also would have gotten over. If tomorrow evening itself you finish Partnership and Companies Act, tomorrow night itself you finish LLP. Guys, by now, if you realize, I have already finished 5 plus 15 plus 5. Bare minimum 25 marks I've already covered. Confident? All right. Somewhere you're able to get that small amount of push. All right. The last topic is Negotiable Instruments Act. Now, this topic I want you to read absolutely afresh. When should you read? Tomorrow morning, the moment you get up, you should start off with Negotiable Instruments Act. Why? Because this topic, slightly you will have to pay attention when you're reading. Now, what are the important topics in this, Tanushree? First one, what is the meaning of negotiable instrument? What is a bill of exchange? What is a promissory note? What is check? What are the types of checks? What are the characteristics of a negotiable instrument? What is dishonor of instrument? Classification of instrument, very, very important. What is an ambiguous instrument? What is an inchoate instrument? All right. What is a foreign instrument? What is an inland instrument? Important types. All right. You should know presentment of instrument, when is it necessary and when is it not necessary. You can expect case studies on topics where presentment is not necessary can come as a question. Sir, all said and done. That's it. These are the 4 chapters. This is what you will be reading. All right. I'm done with my technical discussion. Now listen to me. So just help us in strategizing how much time should we spend on what of the topics. When should I read which chapter? Just make my timetable. No problem. Sit straight, everyone. Tonight, if I were in your place, it's just 9:15. I would want to watch 15 minutes of something on TV. All right. After listening to so much gyan, I'll take a break of 15 minutes. I'm talking if I were in your place. All right. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. I would have taken 15 minutes off. All right. That is more like an investment for my next 2 hours before I sleep. Why? Because in 2 hours, you're going to finish LLP. You're going to finish another small chapter. Which small chapter? I leave it to you. All right. If you want to finish partnership, whether you want to finish LLP and any other combination, I leave it to you. All right. These 2 chapters, I'm sorry, instead of LLP, Indian regulatory framework. All right. Indian regulatory framework. And actually speaking, you could also finish LLP as well. Why? Because partnership and companies that you would have read somewhere at least earlier, right? During your R2C and revision sessions, you would have read. It's not going to be something new altogether for you. Finish LLP and Indian regulatory framework tonight before sleeping. If you have finished 2 chapters, you have already given yourself 10 marks before sleeping. More than enough. Good, peaceful sleep. Tomorrow, I would want to start off with negotiable instruments. All right. I would want to finish Companies Act partnership by evening. By 6 o'clock, I should have finished these 3 chapters. Am I audible? All right. By 6 o'clock, if I finish these 3 chapters, what am I left with? Only 2 chapters then. All right. What are those 2 chapters? It's going to be Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, and Companies Act. All right. Companies Act also you would have finished it tomorrow in the morning itself. So you will be left with only 2 acts. Sale of Goods Act, Companies Act. Peacefully you can finish Sale of Goods Act tomorrow in the night. By the time you sleep, Sale of Goods Act can be done. Day after tomorrow morning, you get up and start with your Contract Act. Day after tomorrow morning, don't plan anything else. Just keep it for Indian Contract Act. What is your examination timing?
1:45 in the afternoon, sir.
1:45. That means by 12:30 you have to finish. You have to wrap up your preparation, whatever it is. Even if I start in the morning at 6 o'clock, 6.5 hours only for 1 chapter called Indian Contract Act. I think it's a fair deal, guys. It's decent amount of time where you will be spending for 1 chapter. I'm not sure how practical does it sound to you. I leave it to you. You see if there is anything better that you can do for yourself. Go ahead. No problem at all. I have told you as a student what would be easier for me. I don't want to take anything very heavy now. All right. Because I'm tired. I'm exhausted. So I would want to take at least 2 simple chapters so that I can give myself confidence that I have already read for 10 to 12 marks before sleeping. Tomorrow morning, by evening 6 o'clock, I would have finished Companies Act, your Negotiable Instruments Act, and Partnership. Evening, again in the night before sleeping, I would have finished Sale of Goods Act. Day after tomorrow, it's going to be only my Indian Contract Act. That's it. That's it. It's all about these 7-8 chapters. If you're thorough with these 8 chapters, you're done with the paper. There's nothing else that you have to do in this. If you ask me, law is the smallest syllabus in your entire law, entire CA foundation journey. All right. It is the smallest syllabus or the smallest curriculum which you can have in your entire CA foundation. Make it your strength. Make it your strength. Is it possible? I am teaching law because it is possible. You can finish it. It's fun. Just don't take unnecessary pressure what people might have created around you. See, somebody else's battle cannot be your battle. You have to play your own game. All right. I can't say just because Mahendra Singh Dhoni plays this way, even I have to play the same helicopter shot. That is his game. I can't play that way. All right. I might be better at something. The more I try to copy and fall for somebody else, I might lose out myself. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose my better version. Whatever has been bothering you till the last 1 hour, forget it, delete it, Now, afresh for the next paper, I start my journey for the next 1.5 days. I give my heart and soul. I clear this paper. That's it. Nothing else. All right. I will take another 2 or 5 minutes. I hope that should be fine with everyone. All right. I've discussed about the important topics. I will straight away jump into maybe Indian Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, and Companies Act. Already Rajiv sir has discussed what are the important areas. All right. I will just show one of the answer scripts, how our students have written, so that you get a fair idea. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
look at it. Look at it. All right. I don't want you to read. First thing, please don't read. You might not even understand. All right. You just see the pattern, the way the person has written. In the middle of the page, I write the question number, provision of law, facts of the case, section, analysis. All right. I wouldn't want you to use this. It was always preferable to use facts of the case, provision of law, analysis, conclusion. Makes life easier. All right. Look at it. How beautifully the person has written analysis, provision of law. All right. And then the person has gone ahead. Conclusion. Sir, should we write in the subheading? Yes, right. How will the person reading it will know? Look at it. Has he written stories? Answer is no. Everything is in points. Everything is in points. Very interestingly, he has drawn the attention of the evaluator by highlighting whatever he is very confident. Look at it. He is highlighted third person, void, playing it smart. Let the evaluator just read what you think is to be read. It's your game. All right. I will decide what the evaluator's focus should go on. Highlight, underline. When you read the answer script first, did you read 100 things, or your attention directly went to those words which are underlined? Ask yourself. I don't have to explain that. All right. Your focus directly went on those things which were underlined. That's what you're going to do with the evaluator. Clear, everyone? Anushri, can I continue? All right. Next. Look at it. He has gone ahead. 2A written. All right. He's left this entire space. He didn't want to make it messy. Or she, for that matter. I don't know whose it is. All right. Question number 2B. All the answers written in a sequential manner. Question number 2C. All right. Then you go ahead. Question number 6A. Should it be 1, 2, 3, 4? Answer is no. Who says? I will write whichever I know the best, but I will write in the entire set. All right. I know 2A, 2B. 2C, I know. 2D, not really sure. Leave one page, come back later on and write. Don't waste half an hour there thinking about what the answer could be, which you're not even sure. Rather, finish your entire answer script, then spend some time again in reading those points or writing those points which you're not certain. Clear? Everyone with me? All right. Next. Let's see. By the way, look at the score. Look at the score. 65. Exemption. All right. 65. Exemption. So, look at it. When the evaluator is also correcting, section 138, dishonor of check. All right, check bounce. Look at how the person has gone ahead and written.
There is no such concept called check bounce.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Look at the way the person has written. Not just section 30. Not just section 30 of Indian Contract Act. No. Complete answer. Complete answer. Are you able to appreciate what you're reading right now? Small things, but makes a lot of difference. I can't just write Companies Act and come back home thinking that I'll get marks. No, Companies Act of which? 1956, 2013, which one? Give some explanation. How will the person know? Look at the beauty. All right. And the person has categorically written what is relevant. If he doesn't know something, he's left that space. He'll write it later. All right. And the space, if you see, look at the marks allocation, the amount of time he would have spent, all right, for writing a 2 marker and a 4 marker is not the same. If you look at the answer script, all right, the amount of time spent on a 2 marker and 4 marker would not be the same. Understanding? Everyone with me? All right. One last thing, please note, you will not spoil the paper scratching and writing and doing all that nonsense during the examination period. All right. Because first, you will lose out your confidence. Second, the evaluator might get a fair idea that you don't know something, and that's what you're playing around. All right. Don't do all that. 15 minutes is going to be very precious only in deciding two things. One, what I will not write. One, what I will start off with. If you see, he didn't write the compulsory question at the first. All right. He has written the compulsory question later on. He's written it in the third hour. All right. And his third question was compulsory question. Shetty sir would have already planned for you guys when you write a compulsory question and all of that. So I think fairly you have an insight of how to approach this paper. I will take just another minute. I know you guys are running short of time. Calm down. It's a small subject. You can peacefully finish this subject. You're not running short of time. Unlike accounts, unlike mathematics, where you have so much to do, here you have very limited syllabus. Solve the RTPs immediately after every chapter is over. All right. You're not going to keep RTPs for the last day. Don't do that mistake. Finish the RTP as and when you finish the chapter. Reason, you're fresh. You have just read it. It will be your revision. All right. Don't park aside anything for the last date, because last date is going to be only Indian Contract Act. Sleep well. How much ever you can perform that. Give your heart and soul. All right. Don't go to the extent where you compromise your sleep tomorrow, because whatever you've read today and tomorrow also will go for a toss if you compromise on your sleep. All right. Don't do this mistake. Relax. You've been writing exams all your life. You will clear this paper as well. All right. Have that faith in yourself. You will 100. In 10th, did anybody have this confusion? Will I clear 10th exams or not? Answer no. It was just your rather thought was, will I be able to get 95 or not? Will I be able to become the class topper or not? That was the whole thought process. Why is your thought process changing now? Stick to it. Will I be able to make it to All India rank or not? Sir, today's paper doesn't seem like I will be able to clear itself. Who knows? I am telling you, plethora of instances where students come out thinking that they will not clear and they end up getting the highest in that paper. I am not exaggerating. I am not here to flaunt. All right. I'm not here to convince people. I'm here to tell you the bitter fact of how CA exams work. People who think I will not clear in that paper will be the highest scoring paper in their entire subject, in their entire curriculum. So stop getting scared. Stop getting carried away. This is exactly how ICI plays with students. They want you to fall for it. You be a little smart and don't get carried away. Simple as that. All right. With this, I wrap up. I hope we've had a good investment of half an hour, 1 hour. All right. I am confident each one of you sitting here, you've done what is the best that you could have. And 1.5 days, we are going to peacefully clear our syllabus and go for the examination. We don't have any pressure. We don't have any stress. We can peacefully clear this paper. Just a little faith and go ahead and approach the paper. With this, I wrap up. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.